Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Football Manager 2017. And I've been doing some reflecting on our team's performance. I did all of the previous games, all 6 of them, all on the same day. And after that recording session, I've had time to think about the team, and I think I've realized some things that need to change. And a lot of those are tactics related. But let's just summarize kind of what's been going on. So in our emails here, we just finished a game. We were leading 2-0 for most of the game, and in the last few minutes of the game, we had 3 goals scored on us, and we kind of fell apart. And overall, our team's not doing too bad considering how we're predicted to finish. We've won our first 3 games, but we've lost 2 games in a row, and one of them was that game I just mentioned. And this is the performance of that game. And the problem I've seen with our team's performance is that goal scoring, in my opinion, is not coming from where I want to see it coming from. Predominantly, I want to be seeing the goal scoring coming from, and if we switch over to our main strategy, I wanted to see it coming from Hemmings, our main scorer. And if we switch over to our A setup, I want it to be coming from Hemmings, and it's not coming from Hemmings. As a matter of fact, a lot of our goals being scored are coming from our defensive line during corners, and they're kind of more just luck and garbage goals. And that's not really what I want to see happen. I feel like the wins that we have, maybe they were more down to luck than, the better team winning. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to remedy that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, and I do have a copy of the main setup we have over here. And I'm just going to quickly come in, and I'm going to set up the team in a similar way to the way it is set up now. We just have to change a couple roles, it looks like. So rather than automatic, you're going to be on the attack, and rather than on the defense, you're going to be in support and advanced playmaker support. And then I think that's mostly good. We just have maybe Dunkley's role slightly different. I think he was a stopper. Okay, so the team's pretty much set up. We're going to save this as selection. Oh, wait. I have one other change to make, and that's our instructions here. So this was supposed to be a more defensive setup. And we're going to be changing that a little bit to coincide with the same setup that we have on other play. I'm just curious here, instructions. Yeah, okay. So I think that's mostly the same. And of course, the other big change is we have to change from counter to control. All right, so we've done that. We're going to go ahead and save this as C. This will be kind of our backup where we are maintaining our main setup still, but I'm going to be changing it quite a lot with this setup. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change what I think really needs to happen. Now, the main reason I did this setup initially is taking a look at what players we had available. It looked like we had a lot of attacking midfielders. So I set up Johnson and McGuire in the wing positions where they would perform the best. The biggest problem I had, though, is Lundstrom and a lot of my other midfielders could only really comfortably play in the middle here. And I wanted to keep Lundstrom on the team. But now that Rothwell is out, that's a lot easier for me to do. But what I'll do is I'll bring Lundstrom, rather than being a defensive midfielder, we'll add in an attacking midfielder. Now, Lundstrom can't really play this position, and we'll be putting someone else in this role. But I think this is going to be the setup I use from here on out, rather than the old setup. Rather than having a defensive midfielder, which, again, I mostly did to have a place to put Lundstrom. But also, I did it to solidify the defense because I felt like that was kind of a weak point. But as a consequence, I feel like I've weakened our offense too much. And with a control style of game, I think we need and it's more offensive strategy, we need to strengthen the offense and get more reliable scoring, especially from our main striker, Hemmings. So let's go ahead and go through and figure out who would be the best person to fit into this role. And right off the bat, I think that's going to be Chris McGuire. But do we have somebody that we could replace Chris McGuire with? And it looks like we do in McDonald. Now, he is not somebody that is in our normal list of substitutions. And another thing that I'm going to do is get rid of these suckers, which I realized how to do. All right, so any case, that being said, McDonald is not in our substitution setup, but we can always change that. We're probably going to have to do that anyway because Charles Cook, who we added onto the team because we needed more depth in the defensive midfield, is probably not going to be as needed anymore. So let's grab Alex McDonald, put him in the center, and let's see if we can get him a role that he's more comfortable with. So he's more comfortable as a winger and as support. Okay, so we'll set him up as that, although we do have 2 support wings right now, and we might want to change that eventually. But that's where he's most comfortable, so we'll put him there now. And it looked like McGuire, he's going to fill this position quite nicely. And the main thing that I'm also setting up for is when Rob Hall is no longer injured, he's an attacking midfielder. Now, he's more comfortable on the left here than it looks like he would be comfortable on the right. As we can see, he's down here. So more than likely, we'll put him on the left when he gets back, and then we could always sub Johnson over and maybe see if we can find a more comfortable role for Johnson over here, or maybe put McGuire back, or we could figure it out. But the point is, I think we're stronger with more attacking midfielders because a lot of our depth is in there. In any case, let's find a suitable position for McGuire that he's more comfortable with. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of options with McGuire, so I'm going to come back to that. And we'll figure out some of the roles of our other players. So Johnson here, we have him support, and that's what he's most comfortable with. But I think we were going to want another attacker up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put him into attack. Now, as far as our midfielders, I'm going to want Lundstrom back on the team. So let's go ahead and grab him. Now, Rothwell normally would be our starter, but he's injured. And let's see if we can find him a comfortable role. So ball-winning midfielder seems to be where he's most comfortable, and we can get him as a support. So what is a ball-winning midfielder? He plays in the center midfield. Okay, main function is to close down the opposition and win the ball. So it's more defensive, which is kind of the role he had before. However, he also needs the technical skills to help the team keep possession and fashion out chances for players with the attacking roles. So by adding him on to support here, he's going to aim to win the ball back high up the field and support resulting counter-attacking opportunities. So I think that's a good place to put him. And he's pretty comfortable there, and he's going to be a 3-star player in that position, which is, the player he replaced that was the same kind of comfortable level. Now that means Ledson probably will want to change his role a little bit. So he's an advanced player maker on the support. We could make him, oh no. See, I just don't like the fact that we have 2 support players there. Something better we could do with Lundstrom. We could make him be an advanced playmaker. He wouldn't be bad out at that. All right, well, I'll have to think about that, but it probably would be a better idea to have him be an attacker rather than supporting. But we'll figure this stuff out. But Ledson is one of our better players, so we're definitely not going to want to replace him. All right, now that we've kind of gotten the players in their positions, and again, Lundstrom is kind of winning this over just because he's our captain, and we need a position for him on the field. But let's see about our subs here. So Charles Cook is one of our subs, but the biggest problem with him is I don't think that he can really fill many shoes here. So let's first go through this. Kane Hemmings, we have Wes Thomas who can fill his shoes, and we also have Tyler Roberts. They're already set up as substitutes, so we don't have to worry about that. Tyler Roberts can also fill Marvin Johnson's shoes. Chris McGuire can have his shoes filled by Dan Crowley, which is good, because I don't want to rely too much on Tyler Roberts. Also, it looks like Sircombe or Sircombe, however you're supposed to pronounce this guy's name, can also, in emergency, probably fill the position. And we're probably going to have him be our main substitute rather than Charles Cook. And then on the right, it looks like, again, Tyler Roberts would be our best bet. So Tyler Roberts is going to be our main substitute for our wings on the right and left, and then we have Crowley to fill the middle if we need it. Now, as far as Lundstrom goes, we could have Charles Cook, but we know that Sercombe can play this position. As a matter of fact, he's up towards the top. And we also have Josh Ruffles if we absolutely need one, and he is a substitute, and then Dan Crowley as well. And then Ledson over here, we have Crowley, could fill his shoes quite well, and then we have Sercombe, who we're also going to bring up, and Josh Ruffles again if in emergency. So I think definitely we're going to replace Charles Cook with Sercombe or Sercombe, however, again, you pronounce that name. But with that change, I think we can now bring Jonathan Flatt back into the goalie position because we had him removed because too many substitutions were part of our team. And I think we're pretty good now on positions. We can have Ruffles play any positions if we absolutely need to get a midfielder, and we've already used either Sercombe or Dan Crowley or Tyler Roberts. We have options, and I think that's what we're looking for. Any case, with all that being said, I think it's mostly just figuring out the roles up here. So again, he's most comfortable in support. McGuire could be support or attack. It doesn't really matter, so we're more than likely going to put him in attack. But what would he be best suited to do? So the attacking midfielder operates higher up the field than a standard midfielder, so he cannot drive into space from deep in the manner of an attacking central midfielder. Requiring excellent technical and mental skills, his role is to fashion chances for himself and others in the final third before the opposition defenders reduce the time and space he has to make the play. All right, so with the support role, the attacking midfielder is willing to help out with the defense and tends to sit in the hole rather than get into the box. With attack duty, the attacking midfielder looks to craft out chances for his forwards alongside being a presence in the box to supplement attack. And that's definitely what we want. I think we need support in the box for Hemmings because Hemmings is not scoring, and we need, I think, a little bit of support here. We have other roles, but honestly, that's exactly what I'm looking for, and he's just as well suited in a lot of these other positions. So we're going to go with attacking midfielder on attack. So at that point, we have 3 guys set up to attack. Maybe we would be better if we had 4 attackers, and that's where I'm starting to think about Ledson here. Would he be better as an attacker rather than support? Well, how much would that affect his ability? It would affect him. He would lose some there. And if we switched him, I'm going to try and play these guys in the positions they're most comfortable with. I'm a little unsure if we need more attackers here. Like, for instance, McDonald is 3 stars, but if we made him attacker, I have a feeling he'd drop down in ability. Yeah, so he's much more comfortable being support. I think we have to keep it this way. But this is, I think, definitely a positive change. And we've already saved the one setup as C, so we're going to save this over our old A save. And this is going to be our main team setup, is this. And hopefully this role will be much more aggressive and attacking than our previous strategy. Okay, with that all being said, let's take a look. Oh, we already did the inbox, so I guess we're all set up. Let's go ahead and continue here. And our next game is going to be the real test here. So, all right, Coach Rengigs has asked to hold a conversation with you, discuss a lack of first-team soccer for Jonathan Flatt during his loan spell. It was originally proposed that Flatt would be a first-team regular during his loan spell. Despite this proposal, Flatt has yet to make an appearance during the loan spell. It might have been my mistake with his role when I got the loan, because that was one of the first loans I did. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we had the player pulled from us, because we do have another backup goalie. This guy was mostly from depth. Can I change his transfer status? I do have him listed as a backup, but again, I think I initially agreed for first team because I just wasn't paying attention to the different selections, and it pretty much automatically sets up players to be on your first team, which I wasn't paying close attention to. So I made a little bit of a mistake there when I loaned this guy. Again, he was one of my first loans. So that might bite us in the end, but again, we already have another backup goalie, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, and they're both equivalent in skill, so all right. I was going to talk about the next team we'll be playing, though. On the schedule, we're going to be playing in a trophy, and we'll be playing against a team that's actually in the league below us. So I think this will be a good test of our new team setup to see how well we will perform. This is a team that, in theory, we should beat. Granted, we were a Skybet League 2 team last year, so it might still be tough. They are 21st in the Skybet League 2, which it is a team, 24-team league just like ours. But they were probably, let's see, prediction. They were predicted 7th, so they might not be that bad of a team. So probably not a good idea to get too cocky, but all things considered, we should technically win this match. So let's go ahead and continue here. All right, here's their scouting report. And their setup is pretty much the setup that we had before we made a switch. So they have a defensive midfielder, 2 wingers, a striker up front, and then 2 midfielders. So very similar to what we were using. Okay, so their formation is good. It's both good and bad, apparently. So from what I'm reading here, it does a good job of setting up chances, but it also has conceded a lot of goals. Maybe that was the reason we changed our things around in the first place. One thing I do want to take a look at, though, is did we drop familiarity by switching? Yeah, we did. By switching things around, we did drop our familiarity a little bit, but it's still more familiar than our secondary option, which is our more defensive setup. All right, well, in any case, let's move along here. All right, we've got a whole bunch in this. So a pre-match analysis. Again, we get their idea of their setup. They lost their last game, but we lost our last game. So, all right. Now, they're making suggestions here of things we can change, one of which is to change our formation, which we're not going to do. Increase attack duties. It says 4 or 5 attack duties sensible for control mentality. Again, I'm not positive what this means, but I am guessing here that we need more players with attacking roles, which that was one of the things I was fighting over. I think we have currently 3 guys set up to attack, and we could have increased that to 4, but again, I'm going to ignore that. It suggests that we stick to positions, and some people need match fitness, okay, and then work ball in the box. It always tells me to do that. I have it set up. I don't know why it keeps telling me to do that. See, work ball in the box. Leave me alone, man. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to make that change, though, to the attackers. One thing I might figure changing, though, is we have structured. I might go flexible rather than structured, but I'm not really sure. Let's just read over it really quickly. With this approach, players are expected to contribute to fewer phases of play than with the balanced philosophy. Central defenders are responsible only for defensive phase. The full-backs and more defensive midfielders are responsible for both defensive and transition phases. The wingers and more attacking midfielders are responsible for both transition and attacking phases. The forwards are responsible for only for the attacking phase. The team will be expected to keep its shape and play precise, controlled soccer with players allowed less creative freedom. Alternatively, we got flexible, which defenders and more defensive midfielders are responsible for both defensive and transition phases, and more attacking midfielders and forwards are responsible for both transition and attack phases. The team will aim to find a balance between the movement of players within the system and keeping its shape. I really like this better, but the question is, are our players smart enough to play a more flexible game? And that's the one thing I'm not sure about. And that's the one reason I think I want to keep it structured, just because I'm concerned that our back line, if we gave them more roles, they'd fall apart even harder than they have been. So we'll keep it structured, but I'm really tempted to change that. All right, so we've got some training advice. All right. These guys aren't even guys that are on my squad, so I don't know why they're asking me these questions. And then Ryan Letson tries long passes. Technically, he's not supposed to do that, but okay, we'll take that. And then There's going to be a low turnout for this particular trophy, apparently. Could be deserted. All right. Estimates are putting the number of tickets expected to be sold at 1,000. Okay. Decent number of traveling supporters with around 100 fans expected. And the total capacity is 12,000. So that's going to be really empty stadium here. Okay. And Oxford favorites here. Oxford has been touted as comfortable favorites, but will have to be wary about complacency when taking on Sky Bet League 2 outfit. Okay. I think they had a lot of injuries if I was seeing some things here. As a matter of fact, they talk about it. So Rob Hall is out. Joe Rothwell is out, unfortunately. And we also have another player out. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys out. Wow. Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue on to the match here. And a couple more things to worry about. Nathan Baker injured. I'm disappointed to have to report the central defender, Nathan Baker, has sustained strained knee ligaments after twisting painfully during a training session. It is likely that Baker will be out for 2 months. This guy is not even part of our club. He's part of like the 18 and under club, so I really don't care. But I mean, I don't like seeing these major injuries all the time. It seems like that's all our team racks up. Here's our injury update. So expected to be out 3 to 7 weeks. I thought he would have been out longer than that, but that's actually really good news. So we just made changes that might suit him coming back. Now, unfortunately, Rothwell's out for another 4 to 5 months, and Ribeiro here is out for 5 to 6 months. So whether or not they will see play this season, I don't know. But we could expect Rob Hall to come back maybe after 4 or so games. So we'll see. But let's go ahead and get into the match here. Get into the match here. Get into the match here. There we go. Match preview. And we have our new setup. We'll see how successful this is. So they have 4 players out injured, and then 2 other players have injuries that they can still play with. Whether or not they will play, I don't know. Okay, let's go to our team selection. We'll be selecting our setup here. Try it out. Let's submit team. Hopefully we don't have too many subs. It's lacking match sharpness and may struggle to see out the match. I'm aware of that because he hasn't really been playing. This is kind of a switch up here, but we're going to go ahead and play him anyway. This is a good opportunity to give him that sharpness anyway. Okay. Warming up. All right, so I'm excited for this match. I'd like to see if the changes we've made pay off with our more offensive-minded strategies. Okay, so I believe Oxford have enough quality to see off Yeovil. The absence of Francois Zoko, Ryan Dixon, and Liam Shepard will also hit Yeovil hard. Okay, so let's continue here. And they're going with their normal setup, it looks like. Let's go on to the instructions. Okay, we'll apply the advice. So we're going to mark him and put him on his weaker foot. So it looks like this guy's going to be the more dangerous of their players. Let's just take a look at him. All right. Finishing. All right. Just keep that guy in mind. Let's go on to the match here. Continue the pep talk. After a recent run of bad results, we should try to encourage the team here. All right. Well, I think that's a good call. We'll be calm, though. Yeah. Come on, guys. Show me what you can do to break us out of this bad run. Actually, let's be passionate about it. All right. Looks like they responded well. What did McDonald think of that? All right, so he just listened. Okay. Well, the real person we want to see do well in this match is Kane Hemmings. Hopefully we can start getting him some success. All right, they're going to start with the ball. Looks like they're getting free reign for this play here. All right, I'm not sure what that was. Probably intended cross, it just went errant. All right, goal kick here. Another goal kick. Not really sure who that was meant to be kicked to. All right, got it to Hemmings. Hemmings got a good opportunity here. In the goal. All right, good job, Hemmings. I think that's his second goal of the season, and we want to see more of that. Now, that was a nice breakaway opportunity, so it's hard to tell if our strategy is working or not, but it's good to see him in scoring form again. He had a great preseason, but he's been having a terrible season so far. But the goalie didn't look like he really even attempted a play on that, but that's our first goal. Ooh, we got a corner. Knock that out. We're going to be able to reset, though. Tackle. Win it to Johnson. Okay. Johnson's going to look like... oop. They smothered him. Okay. These guys like long passes forward, it looks like. Ooh, got an opening here. That looked a little ugly. We were very aggressive in closing that guy down, but we left a big hole in the middle there that could have been bad. Yeovil is definitely leading the possession game here. Although we're starting to fight back. Got a throw in. And the defender won it. Big pass here. All right. Well, we stopped the attacker from getting to it, so I guess that works. All right. Over to Johnson. They've been marking Johnson pretty close, it looks like. McGuire. I don't think we're going to get to that, but we get another opportunity here. Maybe. Johnson. Going to have to create a play. There we go. Perfect. That's what we want. That's how this team's supposed to play. I think setting it up so we had another attacking midfielder gave us the opportunity to be able to do the short passing I've been looking for all season. And so far, it looks like it's paid off. Because this is exactly what I want. These short passes, getting space, and getting it and scoring. Now, again, this is not as good of a team, but it looks like the changes in tactics are going to really pay off for us. So, 2 goals. Looking good. All right, we got a throw in here. Johnson knocks it forward. McGuire has it and loses it, unfortunately. He didn't have much space there. Lets him get to Hemming. Hemmings has space, but I don't think he'll be able to do anything with it right yet. They clear it. We get to set up here again. Over to McDonald. This will be a good play opportunity for McDonald. McDonald, great pass to Hemmings. Hemmings is going to get a cross opportunity, maybe. Crossed into McGuire. McGuire into the net. So Hemmings has 2 goals and assists already. And McGuire has really picked up his gameplay lately. I'm very pleased with the, especially as I re-signed him to a contract. It's good to see him play well. All right. I'm not going to make any changes. We're doing just fine, coach. Assistant coach. All right. Oh, he's got him all over him. Is that Lundstrom there? Yeah, we're all over them. But he just takes a long shot. I mean, that could have gone in. I mean, Eastwood managed to grab it, but it looked a little scary there. They're getting a lot of yellow cards. Possession has started to go our way, which is good. That means that our control game is working. Kane Hemmings offside. Uh-oh. All right. We got a little bit of a warning there, and there's the half. So 3-0. Yeah, definitely. We should tell them that was excellent. So we're going to be assertive here. I'm very pleased with the performance. Keep it going. All right. All right. We don't want them getting too calm, though, so that might be a problem. But let's go ahead and start the second half. So we're going to start with the ball here. All right. I'm definitely seeing the kind of play I want to be seeing. The short passes, keeping things calm and under control. We lost that ball. All right, they've got corner here. Dangerous. We managed to pop it out. Maguire has it. Passes it over to Hemmings. Hemmings, I don't know if we have an attack here. I was just about to say. That is really dangerous. Oh, well, he was offside anyway, so doesn't really matter. They're making subs. I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm curious. Have they changed their tactics? Opposition. Yeah, they've switched their tactics here. So they're going 1-4-1-4. Or is it 4-1-4-1? Yeah. All right. And they subbed out the one guy. So do we have... There we go. New advice to put out there. Okay. Confirm changes. And then... I think the team, we can keep them out there for now. Looks like we're going to get this ball. Scars over to Lundstrom. Kind of play around a little bit here. Up to Maguire. Maguire has space. Gets past his defender. Ooh, deflected though, so this will be a corner kick for us. Good opportunity nonetheless. We didn't have bodies in there, but Johnson manages to get to it. Pass it to Ledson. Ooh, back to Johnson. We don't have much of a move here. Bad pass. That was an opportunity, it was a bad pass. Okay, throw in here. Maguire. Back to Lundstrom. Ledson to Maguire. Ooh, that was a very aggressive bomb there. The goalie had to dump it out of desperation, though, so we reset. Ledson to Maguire, good opportunity. He fumbles it a little bit, though. Maybe a good tackle there. Ooh, Campbell was just running with it. Desperation shot, it looks like. All right, how are we doing on fatigue? Looks like we can still play a little bit longer. It's only the 57-minute mark. Okay, Lundstrom just got a card. We might be subbing him out anyway, fairly soon. Okay. Kopp has been dangerous so far. He's had a couple opportunities we've seen. Oh, nice winning of the ball. Johnson to Hemmings. Hemmings doesn't have a lot of space here, though. Gets it over to Maguire. Maguire runs past his defender. Shoots it in and scores. Wow, he just trickled that in off the corner. He scores his second goal, third of the season. Brings us up to 4-0. Just gets a nice run here. And, no, it actually looks like it looked like it deflected, but he curled it into the corner there. Fantastic shot. Got a throw in here. Looks like a cross opportunity. We bat it out, but they get it back. This guy's kind of got an opening at the moment. Ooh, this is ugly. Luckily, he whiffed that shot. That was a great opportunity. How are we doing on fatigue here? So Lundstrom's getting a little tired. I think we can sub him out safely because he has the yellow card here, and I don't want him to be too tired for our next game. So let's go ahead and sub him out. He'll be our first sub. Who would be a good replacement for him? Looks like we can put Sercombe in. The one thing I don't like subbing him out is the fact that he's so good defensively. That is Lundstrom. But we can now go on the attack and maybe be a little bit more aggressive now that Sercombe is in. So, and he's a good attacking substitution for us if we ever in need of scoring. Maguire is also getting tired. I may sub him early. We'll let a little bit of time pass here. And then we'll probably sub him early too. All right, this is probably time to do it. As a matter of fact, more time went by than I expected to go by. We'll have him come out, and we'll put... is Crowley the man for the job? Yeah, we'll put Crowley in. We'll just find him a better role. So, advanced playmaker here. It looks like he's better on attack. So, we'll have him set up there. Okay. I'm happy with that change. Anybody else need subbing? We're a little tired with Dunkley, but I want him to get better sharpness, so we'll keep him in the game. We could sub out Scars, which if we did so, that would be Ruffles coming in. Or we could sub out Ledson to give him a little bit of a break. If we did that, it would be Ruffles all the same. So I might wait until like the 80-minute mark, but that's going to be our sub for now. All right, let's get an in over there. Sercombe is now out on the field. See how well he does with our setup. Oh, good pass, but the defender was able to stop our player from getting it. Got a clear here. We should win that. Fortunately, we didn't recover it. Campbell's kind of all alone. He's got a lot of defenders on him. He passes over to Whitfield, who's probably going to kick it back into the center here. And we just had a goal scored on us. I don't think we need to worry at the moment, but how are we doing? Oh, it's not going to let me do a sub here. These are the kind of things I'm really not a big fan of, is these defensive collapses we've been having, especially late in the game. All right. Tactics. So Ledson's tired. Scars is tired too. Part of me says sub Scars because we need the defense out there. But the other part of me says sub Ledson so that he has more rest for the next game. But we'll go... we'll go with the defense sub here to give our defense a little bit of rest. And he is already in the role that he is best suited for. So we'll just confirm that sub. And hopefully we can avoid some of these issues falling apart late in the game. I really don't expect to have 4 goals scored on me. We are playing, right? All right, we're missing the visuals, it looks like. Maybe we can get him back. All right. little bit of a weird graphical glitch there. Big bomb there. That's not what I like to see. Looks like we won the ball. Johnson has a chance here. I see a pass to Hemmings. Hemmings had a good chance there. Just sailed over top. We're going to win that for sure. Hemmings gets it, passes it over Crowley. Crowley to Johnson. Johnson has a hole here. Whether or not he'll get a shot out of it. Oh, just off the post. Oh, this guy is all alone. Kind of fumbled the ball there. Bounced off somebody. Maybe trying to pass it. All right, Eastwood's probably just going to bomb it here. But it's no problem, taking his time there. Over to Johnson. He doesn't quite get there. Campbell has it. Gets it over to Whitfield again. Kopp. Good space, but kind of a long kick. Doesn't quite get it off. Maybe rush the shot a little bit. All right, we're getting close to the end of the game here. Ooh, Ruffles manages to intercept the ball. That's probably a good reason, a good thing that we subbed him out there. Johnson's got a good play here. And puts a goal in. 5-1. Third goal for Johnson. Now again, we can't get too carried away with these match results because we're playing a team that is, in a lower league. It's a league we used to be in, but still. We'll have to see when we're against real competition if we have the same kind of wild success. This is the kind of success I saw a lot in the preseason, is these big goal-scoring sessions like this. And there's the end of the game. All right, well, this is exactly the kind of performance I wanted to see from the team. Let's go ahead and congratulate them. I'll do so passionately. Yeah, well done, guys. That was a good win for us. Everybody's happy. And we can get to the post-match analysis. All right, I'm mostly looking to see what they have to say about the game, because that was kind of a stomping as far as the goal scoring. I predicted an Oxford win today, and they duly deliver. The fans will undoubtedly be pleased with this victory and performance to go with it. All right, well, we'll leave the match. And I think it's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.